Truman Talks Law on Great Day Live is sponsored by the Karl Truman Law Office.
Some scientists have called it the worst public drinking water contamination in America's history. Hundreds of thousands of military families drinking, bathing, and cooking using toxic water.
Apparently this went on for 30 years at the Marine Corps' Camp Lejeune from the 1950s to the 1980s. Attorney Karl Truman says VA care now includes those victims. Hi, Karl. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
This is an unbelievable story. This went on for so long.
Oh, it is, and I know there were a lot of groups that really pushed it for a long time, but to finally get the recognition, and and this is of interest to me since I do a lot of veterans work and worked with different veterans groups. It's really pretty significant.
And so you've had a lot of phone calls, people actually asking you about this. If VA care does now include people that drank this water and used this water for all those years, and you say a new law passed, tells you that it does. But what exactly was in this water? What made it so tainted?
Well, apparently there was some cleaning companies and cleaning solvents, like clothing, companies that do clothing cleaning that was contaminating getting into the water. And it really caused a lot of health problems. I mean, there have been people that have died from cancer of this. And what has made this particular law significant is that the VA rarely helps dependents. I mean, the VA, of course, treats, and the VA hospitals treats veterans, but this also includes dependents and other people who were on the base during that time, not just people who were in the service.
So VA care is covering family members who may have been living on those premises?
Right. If you had lived there during this time period, during this 30-year period, if you'd lived there for 30 days or more, then you're eligible for care under this provision.
You're talking about a lot of kids, too.
A lot of people. Yeah, the estimates have been up to 1 million people have been exposed to this drinking water.
And so again, it had carcinogens in it, and people have gone on to develop different types of cancers and other diseases too because of drinking the water. So how would someone be covered for VA care in this case? What kind of medical proof do you have to have that that water caused your health problems?
Well, the evidence is still out as far as what all the conditions are, but typically what there will be a list of certain types of presumptive conditions, and we don't have a complete list of that yet. But if someone's being treated and their doctor thinks that, well, this may have been from that contamination, then definitely they should go to the VA and check it out.
And that would take some serious investigative work, though, too, to be able to determine something that goes back as far as the 1950s or 60s.
Well, we do that with Vietnam claims, Agent Orange claims. What the VA has done is, they've come up with a list of criteria of different types of illnesses that are presumptive conditions. And so typically what would happen in this type of case is that the VA would come up with a list of presumptive conditions, say if you have these, you automatically are covered. If you have something else, then you would have to develop some other medical proof.
And you think that some of this could have lied dormant for a long, long time before showing any activity in the body?
Oh yeah, just as in Agent Orange and all these chemical type claims can be delayed response.
And it is so sad because it went on for so long. We were talking about that before the interview, but 30 years that this went on before somebody realized, hey, we've got a problem here.
Well, it is surprising. If you talk to the Marine Corps, they say, well, these chemicals weren't on an official list, like an FDA list of saying they were carcinogens, even though they were on Marine Corps lists themselves, some of their own list of health hazard contaminants. So it's very confusing, but I'm glad it's finally coming around.
All right, Karl, thanks a bunch. If you need to reach Karl Truman, you can do so at 502-222-2222.
Or go online to trumanlaw.com.
In a hurry,